Tape's rolling for the Gnome Show.
Right now as we speak.
Right now as we speak.
Right now as we speak.
Right now.
Right now.
Right now.
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 The Gnome Show.
Right now.
Welcome back to the Gnome Show. Well, a few shows ago, we created something of a storm when we played a Zack Kouns track from his Deacon Family Tree album. Basically, a triple X kind of desperation album. So we're not going to do that again. We are, of course, going to have Zack Kouns here for the rest of the show. Behind the scenes in Baltimore, Zack Kouns on tour, and some of his new music.
I was loved once in that awful way that someone can be loved. I was desired once in that torturous way that someone can be desired. I became sure of his malicious and ignorant love. Watched helplessly as it deadened my insides. Similarly, I grew accustomed to life. And found it hard to imagine any other state. Then the flood came, gathered up my home. My family and I had carried us to that source where it blindly rushed, where we were all headed in our own time. Cleansing water, baptizing and purifying. Cleansing water, destroying and saving. Cleansing water, sweeping us swiftly toward something we reached for but never grasped. Toward half-remembered rooms we slept in as a child. Toward the dreams and visions that frighten with their purity. Toward our end and never ending.
Doing it right now.
Really?
Doesn't matter. Yeah. Yeah, he knocks on the doors.
Wool, and he's very
Internet.
anti-wool now.
Wool?
Yeah, wool. He's for sheep rights apparently.
Oh, yeah?
And
Yeah.
Is he vegan?
He is vegan.
He's vegan now.
Mhm.
He said,
Fair enough.
what else?
I guess he still he lives in Minneapolis.
Yeah,
And I guess he still throws just like insane parties
Still.
all the time.
Yeah.
I bet Prince has the most extravagant parties. I'd love to be invited to one. I just
Yeah.
imagine him coming down the store with this in his robe.
There's no doubt in my mind he owns a unicorn. Period. He comes.
He has one of the two that exist up
Yeah.
there.
Well, that's on his first record. No, it's on Prince For You. It's him totally naked on a unicorn. Is the back of the, like where they put the song titles.
Yeah.
That's deranged, man. It's totally naked on the back of a unicorn. And there's no doubt in my mind that unicorn's real. 100%. 100% real. He just owns it. brings it out, man.
You did?
No, I'm just saying I need something that
Yeah.
big. I guess. Whether there's something on it or not, just to have something that size is something.
It's almost the size of an Andrew Chadwick Andrew Chadwick event poster.
That's
There.
about right.
Almost that size. Almost
That's
as
like
big.
it'd be like a king size bed in like Sam Martin's.
Yeah.
Size of a bed. Yeah.
Imagine all the legroom we would have had on that stuff.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, well, that night would have been a lot easier for us.
A lot easier for him too.
He needs to get bigger artwork.
Bigger beds.
Yeah, bigger beds. That's right. He needs to get bigger beds. Morgan and I was playing a show in Greensboro, North Carolina. There's this really square guy that was putting on the show, and we went back to his house to stay with him. And I took this piece of artwork off of his wall because we had to sleep in the hallway or something like that. And I took this piece of
We
artwork
didn't
off.
have to. He offered us plenty of places.
Oh, did he?
It's just kind of a.
Oh, okay. I don't. Yeah, I don't remember that part. I thought we had to sleep in the hallway, but yeah, there's a good chance we just decided to sleep in the hallway. Anyway, I took this big piece of artwork off of his wall and I put it down in the hallway, and I said, "This is our bed, buddy."
Did you see that too?
Sam Martin.
Oh yeah. What did he do? He got.
We slept on it.
He said, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
Just go to sleep, basically.
Yeah.
Hit the hay.
Was it a canvas?
I don't remember
at all. I really.
We slept on it all night though.
Yeah. It was elevated somehow. I don't know if it was reinforced in the back or what. There was no damage. It wasn't like newly painted, so it wasn't wet or anything. So it would be all right.
I knew who the artist was.
I don't know.
You know.
It is a. Boy, I wonder if that was like a really expensive.
Yeah.
I'm just not even gonna question it. Just
Go ahead. Go ahead, fellas.
no, that was fun.
Yeah.
Just for a moment when he was painting it, he was like, I wonder if someone would just lay down and sleep on this.
Yeah.
And the thought went away.
I didn't expect it to go like this.
Yeah.
Make some money off of it at first.
He doubles as a bed maker.
Maybe that inspired him after that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna get in this window.
What? It's so funny. Like we pretty much like, of course, we just kind of like. We kind of burned our bridges with that guy, you know, and then it was at the beginning of like a 40-day tour or something like that, or I don't know, a long tour anyway.
It was
30, 40 days. And that was the first show of this long tour. And I left my bag with all of my clothes, all of my belongings, like every single thing I had with me at his house. Or I played in Chapel Hill the next day, and we tried to get back in.
Well, we had to drive back, which was like 2 hours.
Yeah.
And it was Atlanta the next day, so we got there at like 9 a.m. and we're just like somebody's got to wake up. Like, you know, if they're gonna be pissed, but we gotta get in here. We go back to the place before, and they're just like, we don't have his phone number. I don't know. So we're just like sitting around, just like, I don't know what the hell. And I just like eventually we go back and it's like, I'm gonna break in.
Yeah, we tried to break into his house.
Really like intense, like just like looking around, like, man, I'm gonna really get in trouble for this. But eventually we just left and didn't.
I bought a bunch of new clothes, and then I bought a bunch of new clothes and a bag of trash bags, and I just hauled my stuff around in trash bags the rest of the tour. Yeah, I just bought I bought like $20 worth of clothes from Goodwill, and I bought all suits. I think I bought all suits, wore suits the rest of the tour.
I think that he punished us.
I know that's exactly what was happening. Because I got a hold of him finally, and he said, "Well, I'll be home around 7 or 8." You know,
it's like, my God, driving 150 miles per hour there.
Yeah,
I guess it could have.
he had the last laugh. He did have the last laugh.
Father, let me see your hand. They're purple and blue and have swollen, and thus I understand what it means to return from the dark country that we are.
it's like weaving together this story of a greater ruin in the human species, you know, like it's figuring out the deeper places where the human species is hurt, where we're damaged, where we're moving in the wrong direction, and putting a microscope on it. And the best way to put a microscope on anything is to focus on one person, on them, you know, like is to the best way to look at a macrocosm is to look at the microcosm. What's happening, what's revolving around a microcosm leads to what's happening everywhere. You know, if there's war in one person's heart, there's war everywhere.
Yeah, right.
So you focus on that, and it examines the greater problem. In my opinion, you can't just say, "Oh, let's stop war." That doesn't work. You've got to say, "Where is it? Where does it come from?" It comes from.
I mean, that whole thing, that album is like, it's almost like, it's like the scraping bottom of the whole human experience is right there. It really is like the pits of the whole thing. Do you have, I heard one of your tracks on SoundCloud, which was, I think, Lilith in Darkness or something like that.
And what is it?
Lilith in Darkness.
Oh, yeah. That's from an unreleased album, but yeah.
Well, I like that.
Yeah.
You know, do you have more optimistic stuff coming?
Well, actually, the album I just finished recording, which is my live set, I say it was optimistic. May not be the right word, but it's the material is culled from a very different place, I guess you'd say.
I'd be really interested to hear that.
Yeah, it should be coming out in the next 2-3 months, something like that. It's coming out before a lot of my summer shows, and it's my live set right now, basically.
Okay, great. Well, great. I hope you're not going on too late because I got work tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
So what the album that you have with you tonight that I don't have? What's that about?
It's actually a covers album.
Is it?
It's a covers split with my very good friend Bridget, who has this project called No Milk. She's from Nashville, and she has a record label as well. So we each did, I believe, 4 covers, and kind of interpret them in
I'd like to hear that.
the abstract ways.
I want to hear that.
I did a cover of
Harbor East or something like that. It's like
Beyonce's Halo.
Which I don't even know because
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I don't even listen to that. I might have heard it somewhere.
Yeah, well, it's actually really quite a beautiful love song. I think if you, and I did Bruce Springsteen's "Hungry Heart," which I'll be doing tonight. I'll be doing tonight. I tried to pick songs where the lyrics were, in my opinion, very good, but the music it didn't draw out, in my opinion, at any rate. For some people, it did, and if it did, good for them. But for me,
talking about your production process, like for Deacon Family Tree, for example, you playing all the instruments?
I played every instrument.
Everything, yeah.
Every instrument on that. Mm-hmm.
And I saw on your SoundCloud that list of instruments. That was really pretty cool. I couldn't think of one that wasn't on there. You know, it's like, but very interesting instruments, and that definitely is really attractive. You know,
Yeah, I don't play any instrument really well. I play a lot of instruments pretty well. You know, like I don't play a single instrument like in a virtuosic way.
Yeah, but the feeling of it, and there's a little bit atonal stuff that comes in, but all of that, I love that. You know.
Yeah, thank you.
You've never probably heard of Fabrizio De André's Italian singer-songwriter, but if you ever run across him, he uses a lot of Baroque and medieval sounding instruments, and very popular in Italy, but he sings in Italian. But he uses also guitars and drums and what have you. But he has he gives very rich flavors. So the tendency for music nowadays to be like bass, drums, guitar, and keyboard, and a couple of vocals. And for me to hear instruments that are marginalized and acoustic instruments, I mean, it's just, I don't know why I like it so much.
Yeah, well, it speaks to a richness of the human experience. The human experience is rich, and it can't be contained. And music is a very beautiful way to express it because it's abstract. And if you confine anything to any borders or boundaries, then it's bound to not speak to the great otherworldliness of of the human experience. If you cage it or corral it, you try to cage and corral it, it just doesn't work. And so there's some kind of great loss in it when you do that. And it's become such a loss that you don't even notice it. You know, it's like what is a Kierkegaard? Kierkegaard says something like, if you lose your keys, if you lose $5, you can't stand it. You notice it. You're freaking out. If you lose your spirit, if you lose the vitality of your life, it drifts away so slowly. Big deal. You don't even notice it. And it's the same way with music. It's the same way with anything that's of radical importance for people's lives, but it slips away, little bits of it at a time. And yet there's something unprofanable within people that require a richness. Now, I'm not saying that I can provide that richness, but we all require a richness, a complexity, an abstract quality, and all the things that come toward us. And if those things don't have that, we're left with poverty. It's a poverty of experience. And our lives start to reflect that poverty, and that's become the norm. So it's not even out of course for our lives to reflect this poverty.
Kind of Wonder Bread.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You know, slapping together two pieces of bread and you got a ham sandwich. Well, that doesn't fucking fill anybody up. You know, they didn't do the job. Yeah. But it gets people through their daily life, and that's what most people are concerned about.
Found a wounded rat, held it quivering in my hand. I knew we were the same. God gave me to understand. Saw the light from heaven come shining all around. Saw that light come shining. I saw that light come down. The man that come on, no, that's the crimes that he committed, I call those crimes my own. Saw that light come shining, I saw that light come down. I saw the light from heaven, I saw that light come down. Hunted by the police and crippled with his sins. Where his hand ends is where my hand begins. Saw that light from heaven come shining all around. Saw that light come shining, I saw that light come down. Car near the interstate, dark sky so harsh and bright. If you can bear to look up, you'll see a burning light. Saw that light from heaven come shining all around. Saw that light come shining, I saw that light come
Yeah, I'm really interested to hear what you're going to come up with next, because I think your approach to creating music and your songs and your vocal style, all of that for me is really nice. But it'd be great if I could share with people that aren't so like, oh my god, because it's radical, man. That's a Triple X album, like.
Yeah, that's true.
Sort of,
Yeah,
in a way, right?
it is. Well, what I'd say is this: you got to take the thick with the thin. You know, I mean,
no, I'm capable of that, but some of the people I hang out with, maybe not. You know, because I don't know. I don't know what it is, but I guess I grew up with a very artistic sentiment where not everything is nicely packaged. You know? So,
Yeah.
so there's rough edges, and I can dig that totally. So it'd be great if there was something that you could share with a wider audience.
I think it's really important for a wider audience to hear things. I would say that, yeah, I mean, I think what I'm recording now is certainly more palatable to other people, and I'd still say it's just as important for them to hear things that are not palatable to them, and for them to examine the reasons why that things are not palatable to them, because everything that's talked about in that album, Deacon Family Tree, is happening right now on this planet in thousands of different places.
Too horrible to think about.
Yeah, they're shoving it aside, and it cannot be shoved aside. You're complicit.
How do you prevent all that sort of thing then? Because I mean,
how do you prevent you? Well,
you put an end to all that.
I don't know that you do. You put an end to it in yourself, and that's the only thing you can do. Because anything that anybody else does, you're capable of doing.
Yeah.
And until you start looking at that, until you start shadow boxing, you deal with that shadow in yourself. Until you stop pushing those things out of the way, saying that's not for me, I can't do that. Until you stop separating yourself from other people and saying they're the bad guys, I'm the good guy. You are that person. You are the bad guy. You are the person out here doing this thing because you are the person separated.
I totally get where you're at. I totally get it. I mean, I totally, if somebody does something and there's a group of people and it's like, who done it? And I'm like, I feel guilty. I didn't do it, but I could have.
Yeah.
In a way, And so, I understand how that affects everybody. Mm-hmm. So I guess what you're looking for in a sense is for everybody to step it up. In a way,
it's a way of having compassion and really looking into why people do the things that they do. Compassion isn't just for people who are like mildly suffering. Compassion is for everybody. Period. It's not just for people who are like going to jail on a drunken driving charge. It's for people who are doing things that are to most people unspeakable. It's either for them or it's not for anybody. Don't waste your time going half step with anything. If you're really going to start dealing with the really radical things in life, compassion, empathy, kindness, human decency.
Don't you think some people on this planet are like hardwired? You can treat them with compassion and it's going to bounce back and bite you on the foot?
Do I think that there are some people who are so wounded that they're going to continue to do the things that they do? Yeah, no doubt about it. But their hardness can't make you hard. Like their hardness is. Who knows where it was wired from, but something happened in their life.
I think as an artist, you're on a sort of cutting edge of something that most of the mainstream hasn't caught up with. So for want of a better word, I'd call you an avant-garde artist, right? Mm-hmm. So in one sense, you're a step ahead of the mainstream, and you're sort of creating something to ask a lot of questions of people, and that's why we're asking for solutions and. You could think of like characters in movies, where you got this like incorrigible characters, and they're out there too, and they're doing 80 years of prison time or whatever because the stuff they did was just so bad. Mm-hmm. And that's a fair enough solution, I suppose.
Yeah, well, yes and no. I mean, some people want to be separated, but I think we're gonna. I don't know. I don't want to go too far into solutions along those lines, but I think we got to look at the deeper complexity.
We're all connected. I know you're getting to that.
I think you got to look at ways to actually rehabilitate people that doesn't involve that, because anybody that's doing anything like that has been wounded so deeply, something's happened to them so early in their life, or who knows when.
So what's the ABC on quick rehabilitation for people who have had serious problems that made them the way they are? There's
no quick solution for anything. I mean, there's no quick solution for me who hasn't had a lot of trauma. It's every day waking up and trying something new, trying something different, moving into a deeper experience.
You get that mic set up?
No, man, I don't. What do you think I am?
You need to go set your microphone up.
I don't need to do anything. I don't think so, Jack.
Sorry, Johnny.
Look, man. I'm on my own wavelength here. Pasta wavelength, noodle wavelength. Try it out.
What kind of noodles do you like?
Huh?
What kind of noodles?
Buckwheat noodles.
Why do you like the buckwheat kind?
Huh? Oh man, I don't mess with that gluten stuff.
I don't either.
You want to try that stuff? Not
don't
for
like
me,
gluten.
Jack.
My
Yeah.
name's not Jack.
Prove it in a court of law.
Let's go to court.
Yeah, that's right. It's right now. We're in court right now. It's a kangaroo court, and I'm the judge, Jack.
I better call my lawyer, right? Are you my lawyer
Yeah, I'm
too?
your lawyer too. I'm the
Oh,
judge,
shit.
and I'm your lawyer, buddy.
Yeah.
You're in serious trouble.
Everything, there's so much clarity going on now.
Yeah, this has been going on for a long time in your life, buddy. It's all full circle. It's all full circle, that is, I should say. And yeah, you're in big trouble, man. And
He's the fool though.
Does that mean you're not going to set your microphone up?
yeah, well, I don't know. I think it's open to interpretation.
Prior to more long.
Gnome Show is produced by Jeremy Himser in association with Flying Mountain Records and Mystic Valley Festival. Visit mysticvalleyfestival.com to find out about upcoming live music events. Mystic Valley Festival for the best live music experience in the Ohio Valley. Don't forget to like us on Facebook, The Gnome Show. Our introduction music was composed by Rosalie's Lucid Dreams. Outro music by the Yogi Poets. Find more great music at Mystic Valley Festival on SoundCloud.